be nice to him and look what he did to me. Hi everyone, Dimitri here. I lead the data migration and professional services team here at Vincere.
Hey guys, I'm Kieron. I'm one of the professional service executives here.
Oh yeah, may the best win.
I chose the Big Bang approach, which is basically the method where everything goes in, everything gets moved across, and everyone will go live on Vincere at the same time. I think that's best personally because you minimize your data loss. You're not having to run two systems at the same time. And I think we all know and can agree the change management's a really hard part of it, right? And it just minimizes how long that change period is drawn out over.
Yeah, that's. I agree with what Kieron said, and actually that's the method that is chosen by most customers. But I do like the trickle approach because it allows you to choose a few select users that will access the system early, get to grips with it, and then will be the advocates for Vincere and for change in general before you can release the system to more users. I've chosen data mapping is my first card and my first element of a successful migration.
Yep, I got data mapping as well.
Nice, matching. The second one is the testing. Very important ingredient as well.
On the same page so far.
You're on the same page so far. That means we both know what we're doing, I guess. And the third and final one is the aftercare.
That's where we differ. I've gone for training on new systems.
Okay, excellent. All right. Okay, here we go. But first, I've taken the data mapping. Extremely important. We often compare the data migration to moving houses. You're moving systems, you're moving houses. If you build a new house, the foundations are super important. If the foundations are wrong, everything else will eventually crumble. Data mapping is your foundation. So very, very important to take it slow and do it well. If this is done well, everything else will flow naturally.
Second up, we had the testing. And I think just building what Dimitri said there, it's all great. We put as much effort and time as we can into building those foundations, and then the walls start to go up. And then that's when your testing phase comes in of ultimately it's a new system, it's going to be new processes, it's going to be different data in different places. So you want to get hands-on in a Vincere site with your information to make sure everything's how you expect it. So the testing just gives you a great chance to do that and make any changes that you need to before you go live. We know Vincere, we know migration, but you know your data better than really. So I thought it was something that a lot of customers overlook and maybe don't give as much time to as they should, is the training on their new system. Because like we said, it is a new system, it's going to be new processes, new ways of working, new info in new places. And change is hard. So you need to get all your users, all your consultants, everyone who's going to be using Vincere on board, know how they can do their day job before you just chuck them in at the deep end.
Yeah, that's very true. And finally, we've got the aftercare. Very important. A lot of clients assume that once you're live, we'll let you on your own. That's not true. We can schedule what we call hypercare meeting upon go live and the first couple of days after go live, where we'll jump on any data issue that you have immediately as they occur, and we'll try to kind of hold your hand and release you slowly and gently, so you can feel safe upon implementing the new system. I've got delayed project timeline and additional costs, gone over budget.
I've gone very same but different cards, project timeline and budget. So project timeline, I think really obvious concern of how long is it going to take before you're actually up and running using Vincere. And sometimes answering that question is almost like how long's a piece of string. Obviously we've got really clear timelines, we know how long certain processes take, but they're not always set in stone. Sometimes you want a bit more time for testing or to fit your training in and things like that. The really important thing to know is all the timelines are going to be super clear up front. Any changes that do happen, they're going to be clearly communicated, and it's going to be sort of a very consultative approach to make sure those timelines fit and we all know where we're up to and how long we've got left to go.
The other bit we get a lot is additional budget. To be clear, there is no need for additional budget. When you purchase a migration, everything's included. If you need to purchase additional services is because it's a choice that you've made. You want to get some additional customized work done. You decide you want a Delta migration to happen over the weekend to minimize data loss. You want to do some data cleansing, and these things are not included by default. They are not needed in order for the migration to be successful. But if you decide that you want to go ahead with them, then they will obviously incur additional costs. So what we'd advise anyone is, you know what you're paying for, I'd budget additional from the onset, and if you need that budget, you have it. If you don't need it, great. All right, so I think stakeholder communication is super important. We will keep you updated throughout the entire process. We'll be as transparent as possible. We obviously have software in places to communicate with you. We can use emails, we can jump on calls whenever you need, and we'll just be as honest and as transparent about whether it's the quality of your data, if we think we're running into any issue, if there is any delay that we can foresee, and just be as open as we can with you so that you can plan for these unexpected issues if there are any. Okay, don't move too much, I think.